Kris here, another quick tip for you all. In this video, we're going to take a look at painting Nurgle Marine armor, or Plague Marines, or Death Guard, if you will. Typically, Death Guard kind of have the bone color going on, as well as regular kind of Plague Marines kind of have, the totally chaosified like armor. Whereas a Nurgle Marine might be a Marine who's just simply turned to Nurgle, and so here we go. Nurgling Green is what we're going to start off with here, and this is going to be our base coat for all the armor. As you can see, this is model is more of a classic design, earlier Plague Marine model. But that's fine, it doesn't matter because this can go for any kind of Chaos Marine. It can go for, even the regular Plague Marines. It can even go into the Death Guard for 30k. It really doesn't matter. It's color up. It's kind of a fun way of getting these guys done. We're going to apply 2 coats of this, as you can see here. So next we are going to go back to the Nurgling Green, and we are going to use some Screaming Skull. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to quickly 2-brush blend these colors. Basically we're going to look for a highlight with the Screaming Skull. Now of course there isn't that much of a difference between the two, so we will have to blend them fairly quickly. But as you'll see here, there's really not a whole lot of difference in the transition. The Nurgling Green is quite bright on its own as is. When you add the Screaming Skull, it just adds just a nice little final point of brightness in the armor. And again, we're really looking for that transition through the armor, keeping it nice and bright. And it'll make sense once why we're keeping things so bright when we further work our way through the model here. Of course, I'm going about this in more of a less traditional sort of way. I'm highlighting the upper portions of the shin guards, the thigh pads, elbow pads, shoulder pads. Everything's kind of getting more or less a kind of zenithal type of highlight. Although it's not very realistic, it's more of an edge, but I think you guys get it by this point. Athonian Camoshade is next. This is going to be applied broadly over the entirety of the model. You can see it looks pretty heavy as I'm applying it there, but it's really not quite that heavy. As we work our way through the model, you can see here we're tinting the, this is basically the first layering down of the color itself. We're going to bring this entire color down. But again, it really creates some really great contrast. And even if you hit a point where you're happy with how it looks, feel free to stop. Druchii Violet is next, and this is going to be for the edges and corners of panel lines and in armor recesses and the bottom joins of the armor. It's basically like a shade wash we're using. We're applying it into the recessed areas deliberately. We're not applying this over the entirety of the model. We just want to go into some of the dark points, add a little bit more darkness to it. But you can see again, the purple already adds a bit of character to the model and gives it more of that undead kind of Nurgle flesh kind of feeling. Praxeri White is next, and this is a dry compound. We're going to use a medium dry brush for this, and very, very lightly here we're going to catch just the edges. We're going to catch just the high points on some of the details, the shoulder pads and such. Again, it looks kind of like we're going fairly broad across the model, but it's really not. We're being quite deliberate here. And then after that, we're going to come in with some Biel Tan Green. Now, initially when I come in with the Biel Tan Green, it is a little too heavy, and so I didn't really care for it. If you are a fan of how it looks on the model here, see on the shoulder pad here, it's going to be quite dark. And I wasn't quite happy with that, and so I decided, no, better not. We're going to slap some onto the palette, thin it with some lame and medium, and as you can see, it's a lot thinner going onto the model here. Again, be careful how much lame and medium you do add, because you can break down the viscosity of the shade wash, and it won't creep into the recesses like we like it to do. But again, this is just an overall tinting of the model, and so again, we're just applying it to the entirety of the model. Again, bringing all the color back down towards green. But again, you can see the shoulder pad's quite dark. So to fix that, we're going to come with some Nurgling Green. And again, if you hit any other points on the model that you're not entirely happy with, you can do this exact same technique. And basically, we're going to glaze Nurgling Green right on top of this final coat of Biel Tan Green that we had laid. And you can see with the glazing process, we simply just lay one little layer down, allow it to dry. You can see we're playing with a little too much there, but again, it's about 4 layers I do believe I lay down here for this area, and on top of the engine nozzles on the backpack themselves. But that is it. Allow it to dry, and again, if any other areas on the model that you're not happy with, you can pretty much just hit it and bring it back up to that kind of level. We've got even more videos in the Silver MiniWarGaming Vault. You can watch another one today about how I finish off the armor trim of this model. Just click on the link in the video description below to watch it right now. If you don't have a MiniWarGaming Vault membership, you can click on the link and sign up for a free 7-day trial. Make sure that you get the Silver membership so you get access to all the painting tutorials, and you'll get instant access to over 1,000 painting tutorials already in the vault. And so thank you for watching, and happy wargaming.